right, and hello again, everybody, and welcome to Alternights Baseball. Tonight we are at Wright State University for a GCL rivalry matchup between the Alternights and the Fenwick Falcons. According to the GCL website, Fenwick comes into the game 6-6 overall and 4-2 in the GCL. So the Knights looking to bounce back after dropping a doubleheader on Saturday to Xenia, both games in which they were in the game until the last inning. So hopefully the Knights can build on something and pull it together tonight. So on the mound for the Knights, we have freshman Danny Mangan getting the call, and as we look around the infield today, the starting lineup for Alter, we have Luke Ewald behind the plate. Sam McClanahan has shaken off a hand injury he sustained in Game 1 of Saturday's doubleheader. He's back out there. Looks like Matt Mahoney is at second base, who also came back from an injury on a collision at home plate. Jack DeMario is at shortstop, and at third base is Spencer Girding. So looking out in center field, Kevin Barhorst is out there. Matt Scheretti is in center field, and in left field, Alex Dunkel gets the start. So we are just about ready to begin here, and I was just handed the Fenwick lineup here before I got on the air, so I'm going to try to fumble through. I just got last names and numbers, so I'll try to piecemeal this together for you. We welcome all the Fenwick fans. I know Fenwick is on spring break this week, and we got requests from a few families who wanted to be able to find us on the internet and watch the game. So welcome to you. And it looks like, as I look at the lineups here, let me see. Henry Nenny, who is playing left field, will lead off for Fenwick. Parker, now I'm looking here. Numbers aren't matching up here. Okay, RJ Sclessery will play shortstop and bat second. And again, I apologize because I do not know these names. So got to get me hooked on phonics here if you want me to get them right. So it is a sunny day. It is much, much different than what we played in on Saturday, where it was just darn right hot at the end of the game. It's cooler today. The sun has at least come out, which has warmed things up, but it's going to be very brisk as the sun starts to move into the western sky here. And it's 5:29, and we are ready to begin. So Mangan delivers outside, ball one, and this game is underway. Ground ball, backhanded by the shortstop and thrown over to first, and we have one away in the inning here. That was Jack DeMario at shortstop making the play. Ground ball right up the middle. And Claseri is on base. So that will bring up CJ Napier, the right fielder, left-handed right fielder for Fenwick. Ball is popped up to the left and out of play. Oh, 1 the count. Mangan checks the runner and delivers. That ball is hit in the gap to right center field, and that's going to bring a run across the plate, and he's going to keep Napier at third base, and a triple by Napier, and Fenwick jumps out to a quick 1-0 lead. So that will, next up, Thomas Vogelsane, who is playing center field tonight for Fenwick, comes up to bat. Just missing, ball 1. That's a ground ball. Girding backhands it, has to rush the throw, bringing McClanahan off the bag, and we have runners at first and third here. Carter Earls, the first baseman, comes up for the first time this evening. We're in a first and third situation here. Runners going. They're going to make the throw down. It is cut off. And I was incorrect before. I couldn't see it. Starting at second base tonight is Ryan Mangan, senior Ryan Mangan, not Matt Mahoney. Mangan delivers. Just missing outside. 2-0. Three balls. Four straight pitches, and we have bases loaded here. So a rough start here for Danny Mangan on the mound. And that will bring up number 8, Nick Stratton, who is DHing tonight. Ball 1. So no place to put a runner here. Danny has to work himself out of this jam here. First inning with 1 out. That ball is popped up and out of play. 1-1. Nick Stratton is a senior for Fenwick. There are a lot of seniors on this roster compared to Alter's roster. Ball missing outside, 2-1. So Mangan not missing high and low today. The pitches have been inside, outside. Mostly outside. 2-1. Swing and a miss. And we are 2-2 here. Mangan delivers the 2-2 count, and that hits the batter, and that will force in a run. And the score is 2-0 Fenwick. So again, the key that we've had to live by this year is got to throw strikes, can't have any passed balls, and no errors on the base path. There's strike one. So this is Solly Janik, another senior left-hander for Fenwick. That ball is grounded foul over the first base side, and the count is 0-2. So the outfield playing straight away at the center fielder, shading just a little bit towards right field. And that changeup missed outside. 1-2 is the count. Mangan delivers, and that's a ground ball. McClanahan throws home for the force at home. And they're 2 away in the inning. Bases remain loaded. And that will bring up Metzger, the second baseman. And I apologize, I'm having trouble picking him up on the roster. I don't have a number 1 down there. Strike one. So Danny suddenly finding the strike zone here in the first inning. And if we can get out of here just giving up 2 runs, that would be a moral victory here for the Knights. Ball missing outside. 1-1. Mangan delivers. That hits the runner. So that will bring in another run. So 2 hit batsmen here in the first inning, forcing in a couple runs. And the score is now 3-0. And that will bring up the last batter in the lineup for Fenwick, David Shue, who is the third baseman for Fenwick tonight. Ball low. Mangan looks in. From the stretch, delivery. There's a strike. 1-1. Mangan shakes off the sign. And that hits him in the back. So three runs across because of hit batsman. And that will roll us over to the top of the lineup for Fenwick. And Henry Nenny is up for the second time this evening. Left fielder for Fenwick. Nenny also a senior on this Falcon squad. So Joey Hosel, pitching coach, comes out to just Calm down, Danny. Let's get out of this inning. Then he stepped into the batter's box and then realized the umpire was down at first base. So I think we're ready to begin again. Umpire behind the plate tonight is about 50 years younger than the one we had behind the plate for both games on Saturday, so that's a good sign. Ball is pass ball. That goes to the backstop, and it's 5-0. So Alter just digging themselves a hole here in the first inning, and these are not holes that are easily able to dig out of in the GCL. Alter was able to stage a couple rallies against Xenia, but GCL, it's a little bit tougher. That ball was high, overthrown just a little bit. And we have a 2-0 count. Swing and a miss. Nice pitch. So Alter hurting here just from pitching from over the weekend and trying to conserve it for the week. We are down a starting pitcher. Ball misses high. 3-1 is the count, so need to throw strikes here. Outfield playing straight away here. Ball 4, and the score is 6-0. And Alter is going to get up here momentarily. Someone in the bullpen to begin throwing. Ball almost hitting him. That breaking ball, he is struggling with the breaking ball. It's not breaking. Missing inside again, 2-0. I think they're on take right now until they get a strike or two. Foul ball into the Alter dugout. 2-1 the count. That's Claseri at the plate. Ball is hit off the handle of the bat and had a backspin that just kept it foul as it went down the first base line. And the count is even at 2-2. So Alter in a situation here to hopefully get out of this top half of the first inning. 2-2 delivery. Ball high, and the count is full. So with 2 outs, full count, the runners will be moving on motion here on the pitch. Mangan comes set. There go the runners. And that's fouled off the end of the bat. Count holds at 3-2. Okay, the runners are going. Swing and a miss. So Danny works himself out of a jam there, but I had 6 runs coming across. The scoreboard says 5, so I need to confirm what that is. But at the end of 1/2 inning, the Knights are coming to bat. Okay, I have clarified it's 5 on the board, not 6. So Fenwick scores 5 runs off of 2 hits. And for the time being, they've brought Meyer back in the dugout. On a day like today, you don't want to be throwing out there and then sit for an extended period of time. Okay, Jack DeMario will lead things off here for the Knights. That ball, first pitch is popped up. Second baseman sits under it and makes the play for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out. And again, I will say it over and over again. Knights just need to be patient at the plate tonight. You can see on Saturday as they showed their patience, they were seeing more pitches, hitting the ball much better than they had been previous few games. They were taking some pitches. So Danny Mangan, freshman Danny Mangan, up next for the Knights. He takes a strike and the count evens at 1-1. So Mangan moving from behind the plate to the mound today. That ball is fouled back. 1-2 is now the count. Nate Green, senior right-hander for Fenwick, gets the start today. That ball is fouled out of play. Count holds at 1-2. Luke Ewald's on deck for the Knights. Breaking ball that missed outside, 2-2. And he offered strike 3. So there are 2 outs now in the inning, and catcher Luke Ewald comes to the plate. Ewald pitching a masterful first game for the Knights on Saturday, hitting his spots, looking good. Strike 1. Tonight he is back behind the plate. That ball is fouled. 0-2 the count. So Green being very efficient here in the first inning, saving his pitches. Could probably pitch 18 innings here today at this pace. The 0-2 delivery. Outside. 2-2. Just missing off the plate. Green thought that was strike 3. Took a step towards the dugout. And the count is full. Freshman Alex Dunkel, left fielder, is on deck for the Knights. That ball is crushed to left field. That's Fenwick. Is left fielder's not able to bring it down. He got a glove on it but could not pull it in. And Luke one bounced that to the fence. So a monster hit. And that will bring up, they went back. That's Spencer Girding coming up. So Alex Dunkel was out there, and Spencer Girding is up at the plate now. Who's Spencer starting at third base tonight for the Knights. Ball missing outside. Strike one. Ball had some nice movement on it. The 1-1 delivery. Missing. Ball 2. Strike 2 on the outside corner. 2-2 is the count on Spencer Girding, and the delivery. Swing and a miss, a high fastball, and Girding could not get hold of it. And so Ewald hits a monster shot to left center field, but not able to capitalize on it. And at the end of one complete, the score is Fenwick 5, Alter nothing. Okay, as we're set to begin the second inning here at Wright State, CJ Napier, senior left-hander, comes to the plate, playing right field tonight. And CJ, a multi-sport athlete, had a really nice basketball season for Fenwick and actually wrapped up a great career for the Falcons. First pitch is low for ball one. So we need to be efficient here with our pitches in the second inning. And Nolan Meyer is back up in Alter's bullpen, loosening up. Ball two. That ball is hit to center field. Barhorse sits under it and makes the catch for out number one. So much better start. Second inning for the Knights. And that will bring up Thomas Vogelsang for the second time this evening. That's a ground ball right up the middle by a diving Jack DeMario. And Fenwick has a runner on first base with one out here. And Carter Earls comes to the plate. And he is a sophomore. The quick throw over to first. Ball missing outside. Not a lot of energy here early on from either team. Delivery, runners going. Ewald throws down, not in time. And the pitch was a ball, so the count is 2-0 with a runner on second base now. Mangan taking his time, too much time, and Earls asks for time. He steps back in at the plate. Mangan delivers. That ball is hit to left field. Dunkel making the catch and quickly getting the ball back into the infield. And so they're two away here. And that will bring up Metzger, the second baseman. Or no, I apologize, that's Stratton, who's the DH tonight. So Mangan missing inside. Ball one. Mangan comes set. Breaking ball missing inside. 2-0. The ball is fouled up and over the press box. And the count is 2-1. The delivery. Ball missing high, and 3-1 is now the count on Nick Stratton. Inside, ball four. And we have runners on first and second now. That brings up Sully Janik, the catcher for Fenwick. Strike one. Nice pitch, just getting the outside corner. Ball just low. 1-1. That was a good miss low. Gets a ground ball through the hole. That's going to score. There's a play at the plate. Just missing the tag. And the score is 6-0 in favor of Fenwick. So now Metzger comes to the plate. That's a foul tip back to the backstop. 1 strike is the count. Mangan looks in. And it took too much time. Time was granted. 0-1 the count. Mangan was trying to look back and make eye contact with his shortstop to check the runner, who has a decent sized lead right now. 1-1's the count. So it's cold and the wind has picked up. It's blowing right to left here from right field out to center. Two one. We've got to be throwing strikes here. That's a ground ball to DeMario, who throws over to first. And the Knights are out of the inning. But they give up 1 run on 2 hits. And at the end of 1.5, the score is Fenwick 6, Alter 2. Leading off in the bottom half of the second inning for the Knights, we have right fielder Matt Scheretti. First pitch is popped up into left field, and there's one out. I will continue to say this over and over again. You want to be swinging at good pitches, but you also want to see some pitches. Jumping on that first one has not proven well for a couple of our batters already this evening. And Kevin Barhorst comes up to the plate. Senior center fielder for the Knights. Swing and a miss. The 0-2 delivery to Barhorst. That's a fastball. Misses. As a batter, you just need to be awake. It looks like he's fiddling with a changeup or a curveball. Ball two. And every time he's done that, he's come right back with the fastball. So don't be fooled by any of that. And the 2-2 delivery. That ball is nubbed down the third baseline, foul. Hit that and got a weak backspin. That ball is popped up and lands about 15 feet from me. So Barhorst hanging tough here. Alex Dunkel is on deck for the Knights. Delivery, that is fouled out of play. And somebody's going to have to retrieve some balls because we have lost a bunch of them. The 2-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Nice four seam, and there are two out in the inning. And freshman Alex Dunkel will come to the plate. Ryan Mengen, second baseman for the Knights, is on deck. Should Dunkel reach base. And that is a ball hit right up the middle. And three people had an opportunity to get to it, and none of them could capitalize. That had a strange spin off the bat. And Alex Dunkel is not proud. He will take that and stand on first base. And that brings up senior Ryan Mangan, who has played several positions for the Knights this year. Tonight he finds himself at second base. And he takes the first pitch for strike. So Dunkel a decent lead, but Alter's not. Oh, Mangan got jammed on his hands and just swung defensively, fouling that off, and quickly the count is 0-2. That ball is popped up, and there's room to make the catch, and Janik is not able to bring it down, so Mangan gets very lucky on that. Plenty of room to make the catch, just was not able to find the ball. delivery. Ball missing away. That was a good miss, trying to catch him on a high fastball. Sam McClanahan is on deck for the Knights. And Mangan asks for time and steps out. Quick throw over to first. Not quite sure why. That was probably the smallest lead has had up to this point. Not really a threat for stealing. Oh, and that one was on the white chalked line, and I'm surprised that that was a strikeout, but it was, and that is it for the Knights in the bottom half of the second inning. So going into the top of the third, the score remains 6-0 Fenwick. Okay, defensively for the Knights, we have a couple of changes in the field. Matt Mahoney has entered the game and is behind the plate, and Luke Ewald moves over to first base. Sam McClanahan has exited the game. And number 4, David Shue, is batting for Fenwick. Nice pitch for a strike. 1-1 is the count. So looking up at the scoreboard, Fenwick has 4 hits. Alter has 2, but Fenwick has 6 runs to show for their efforts. Nice breaking ball from Danny Mangan, and the count is 1-2. Mangan taking his time, and Fenwick batter asks for it. Now he's back in. Shoes settled in. Mangan delivers. That ball just missed outside. Same location as the strike that retired Alter's last batter. However, it was a little bit lower, so no dice, and the count is 2-2. And that ball is hit to center field. Barhorse back, and that's over his head. That's going to bounce to the fence. And because of being on turf and grass, they could have sent him from third, but did not. And Shue leads off with the triple here in the top half of the third inning. And Coach Hosel's going out to the mound. And I think we're going to see a pitching change here. And we are. So Danny Mangan will exit the game. And coming in, Nolan Meyer will enter. So we have a break in the action here at Wright State. And we will be back in a minute with the score: Fenwick 6, Alter nothing. So Nolan Meyer comes into the game in relief here in the top half of the third inning, following a leadoff triple by David Shue, and now we are at the top of the lineup, and that will bring up Henry Nenny for the third time today. Nenny starting the game in left field for Fenwick. And Meyer looking good this year in his relief appearances. Needing to quickly settle in because we have a runner on third base. No outs here in the third. First pitch misses, ball one. That's a ground ball. Jack DeMario backhands it. Throws over to first. 4 out number one. But a run scores, and Fenwick takes a 7-0 lead here in the top half of the third inning. Normally there would have been a play possibly at the plate, but the fact that Jack had to go down to a knee to backhand that, and Shue getting a nice jump, just was not in the cards. Meyer delivers, swing and a miss, strike two. So 2 quick strikes by Meyer. High fastball, ball one. You're not going to see a lot of junk pitches by Meyer. He just brings the gas. Strike three, he rings him up looking, and there are now 2 away in the inning. And that will bring up C.J. Napier. Ball outside. Fenwick on spring break this week. Alter begins their spring break Friday of this week. So a rare situation where the Catholic schools don't overlap. That's a ground ball fielded by Meyer, who has to underhand it. Nice play by Nolan Meyer, and he comes in relief, does his job, and gets 2 quick outs, actually 3 quick outs. So at the end of 2.5 complete, the score is Fenwick 7, Alter nothing. We are set to begin the bottom half of the 3rd inning for the Knights, and Matt Mahoney will come to the plate. Matt entering the game in the top half of the inning on defense, moving behind the plate because Sam McClanahan exited first base, moving Luke Ewald over to first base. So Sam's hand must still be bothering him from his injury he sustained on Saturday during the first game of the doubleheader. Mahoney takes the first pitch up and in, ball 1. So I'm sure the cold weather did not help things tonight with Sam. That was a hand that he had hurt last year and re-injured it. Or actually, he injured it during football season this year and re-aggravated it. Mahoney fouled that one out of play. And the count stands at 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch missing upstairs, 2-1. Ball 3, 3-1. So Matt Mahoney being patient up at the plate. The 3-1 delivery. Ball 4. And we have a runner on base. And that will bring up Jack DeMario, top of the lineup for the Knights. Ball upstairs, ball 1. I'm not going to say that I told you so, but a little bit of patience goes a long way when you're at the plate. You've not seen the pitcher stuff. A quick throw over to first. Mahoney back head first. The delivery. Runners going. Oh, and it was caught a line drive by the second baseman, and he got doubled up, and quickly there are 2 outs in the inning now. So there wasn't a whole lot Mahoney could do. He was going on the pitch. And that will bring up Nolan Meyer for the first time. Nolan, who entered the game as pitcher last inning for Danny Mangan. That first pitch is popped up. That's right in between second base. That was between second base, shortstop, and center field. The second baseman tried to take that. Probably should have been the center fielder's ball since he was coming in on it. But regardless, a ball drops in, and Knights have a runner on first base. So Luke Ewald, who had a monster shot last inning to left center field, is up again. Be nice to see a hit like that with someone on base. And he fouls that one out of play. Green delivers, and Ewald rips that one into left field for a single. So Ewald seeing the ball just fine tonight, and we have runners on first and second here with 2 outs. And Spencer Girding comes to the plate. What I really like about that last play was actually by the umpire. He got out from behind the plate and went over to third base to be in position for a possible play. First pitch fouled back to the backstop. Alter Knights fans can appreciate the fact that the umpires are able to move around. After Saturday's games. That was a nice breaking ball for strike number 2. So very quickly, Girding finds himself in a hole after striking out last at bat. And the delivery. He came back with the same pitch, but that did not fall into the strike zone. 1-2. The 1-2 delivery. And Girding just getting hold of that one and fouling it out of play. The count remains 1-2. Same pitch. Missing upstairs, 2-2. The 2-2 delivery. That ball is fouled back to the screen. The count holds. Okay, 2-2 count. Look fastball and adjust here. Just missing with that fastball, and the count is full. So with a 3-2 count, 2 outs in the inning, Alter will be moving on the first movement by the pitcher. And there they go. And he got frozen with that one for strike 3. And the Knights not able to produce anything, leaving a runner on second and first. And at the end of 3 complete, the score is 7-0 Fenwick. Okay, as we move into the top half of the fourth inning, I did get some clarification on why Alter had the defensive shift last inning, and it was not because Sam's arm was bothering him. It's because Luke Ewald, who was behind the plate, his arm was sore from pitching over the weekend, and wanting to keep his bat in the lineup, we did some creative movement out there on defense. So the good news is Sam's hand is doing okay. So Alter not helping their cause tonight, leaving 4 runners on base. And if you want to climb back into this, you don't need to get them all back in one inning, but you sure got to start putting 1 and 2 up on the board here, or it will be a quick game. So Thomas Vogelsang comes to the plate. Here in the top half of the fourth inning, Nolan Meyer on the mound. The sophomore right-hander came in last inning in relief, pitched a full inning, doing a really nice job. That first pitch off the glove of Mahoney and goes to the backstop, ball 1. Carter Earls on deck for Fenwick. That pitch just missing. May have been a bit high. That ball missed high. So 3-0 count on the leadoff batter for Fenwick, and Alter not wanting to get this leadoff batter on base here in the fourth. He had the green light. That's a ground ball. DeMario one hops it right over second base and throws him out at first. So Vogelsang gambling and swinging away on a 3-0 count, and Alter is able to execute defensively on the ever sure-handed Jack DeMario. Especially on turf, the guy is money. So 1 out in the inning. And the first pitch to Carter Earls is outside for a ball. Yeah, Carter Earls held up, and he should have swung because that was strike 1. So Nolan Meyer always working from the stretch. He just feels more comfortable working from there all the time. That pitch is upstairs and outside for ball 2. Ball's fouled back to the net. And the count evens at 2-2. Ball missing outside, and the count is full. So having to go to the bullpen so early for Alter brings up some strategic plans for Wednesday. I know Matt Scheretti is available to pitch. Ball misses, and we have a runner on base here in the top half of the fourth inning. It would stand to reason that Scheretti will get the call on Wednesday for the Knights. McClanahan available in relief, a number of other pitchers also, and then Alter's off until next Tuesday when they will play Purcell Marion. So, ball one. So, Alter just wanting to be strategic with their pitching as we come back and play Fenwick on Wednesday at Middletown Fenwick High School. I believe that is a 5 o'clock first pitch. Ball's outside. 2 balls, and I've noticed that as Nolan is coming downhill, his line is coming off to the right, and that's where the pitches are going. So Nolan needing to find his line here. There it is. He finds it. And that's pretty textbook for Nolan. He brings the gas. He has the same motion over and over. It's just a matter of which way that front foot is pointing as it comes downhill. And the count is 2-1. Earl's over at first base. That ball is fouled back, and the count is now 2-2. So Nick Stratton looking to do something here for Fenwick in the top half of the 4th inning. Earl's leading at first. That ball is fouled back. So quality at bat here for Nick Stratton. Outfield playing straight away. Stratton is the 6th slot hitter. The runner is going, and that's I'll tell you what, Spencer Girding made an unbelievable backhanded diving catch, or diving stop, got up to his feet and made a throw all the way across the infield to get the runner out at first, and that will advance the runner over to third. But that play right there by Spencer Girding just saved a run for Alter. So hopefully it will not be in vain. We have 2 outs here in the inning. And Sully Janik is up to bat. Ball's fouled out of play. The 0-1 delivery. Oh, that looks like it was a check swing strike, but he did not foul tip it. That will score a run on a pass ball, and Fenwick pushes a run across the plate here. So again, it was the walk and some other problems here. That's a ground ball to second baseman. Mangan throws over to first, and the side is retired, but not before Fenwick picks up a run going into the bottom half of the 4th inning. The score is 8-0 Fenwick. What is that? Feedback? Yeah. Oh, is he? Does he have a microphone cord? Because I've got a Okay, leading off here, the bottom half of the fourth inning is right fielder Matt Scheretti. Scheretti swings and misses at the first pitch. Ball is hit high in the air. Center fielder is underneath it and makes the catch for out number one. And Kevin Barhorse comes to the plate for the Knights. First pitch is hit in the air to center field, the exact same play, and that's caught for out number two. So jumping on early pitches again, and they're leading to early outs in the inning. And that will bring up Alex Dunkel. Ball's fouled back to the screen. Ground ball. Foul ball to third baseman, just handling it left of the third base bag. Missing. 1-2. Strike three. And the Knights are done in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Going into the fifth, the score is 8-0 Fenwick. Okay, we are set to begin the top half of the fifth inning here for Fenwick. And coming to the plate is pinch hitter C.J. Calfin for Fenwick. Strike one. And I believe he is batting for Metzger because Shu is on deck for Fenwick. Ball is fouled out of play. 0-2. Nolan Meyer looking good in relief tonight. The problem is you got to be able to support him offensively at the plate, and the Knights have not done that tonight. They've been very impatient at the plate, and that has resulted in some quick outs. And that's a ground ball to Jack DeMario, who charges the ball and throws over to first. Nice play by Jack DeMario. And David Shu comes to the plate. David driving a ball to the 400 foot marker, just over the head of Kevin Barhorse during his last at bat. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Ball missing outside. Mahoney tried framing the pitch, but just a little bit too far outside to get that call. Henry Nenny on deck for Fenwick. And ball is up. And it has dropped probably 5 or 6 degrees. And even though the sun is out, most of the people in the stands are sitting in the shade. Both dugouts are in the shade, and it is cold with the wind. There's a strike on the outside corner, and the count evens at 2-2. The scoreboard here says 3-1, but I don't know. And it was ball 4. Okay, that pitch. Somebody told me the pitch before. He wasn't saying strike. He was saying new. So Fenwick has a runner on base again this inning. Alter not retired the side tonight for Fenwick, and he has a sizable lead over at first. Ball missing outside, and he did not check him over at first base last time, and so I will be surprised if he does not take off on this pitch. Unless there's a check, he'll be going. Ball missing just high. Nope, he held up. This is Henry Nenny at the plate for Fenwick. He's going on that one. That was a strike on the pitch, but no throw. Down to second, and the count is 2-1. Ball missing. 3-1. So we find ourselves in similar territory as last pitcher, or last batter. And that did not go well for the Knights. There's a strike. So the count is now run full on Henry Nenny. And RJ Clisari is on deck for Fenwick. The starting shortstop, he was going on the pitch, and it was ball 4, so we have first and third now. And nobody called that out in the infield, that steal, and you've got to alert your catcher what's going on. We have first and third, and I think they're not going to make a throw. Swing and a miss, strike one. The 0-1 pitch, missing outside. 1-1. So Nolan having a bit harder time here finding the strike zone in the 5th inning, but as cold as it is, it's not easy. Runners going, and they threw it down. It was cut, but runner on third base not biting. And the count is 2-1 on Clisari. And that's CJ Napier on deck for Fenwick. That ball is up and in. So we are one pitch away from loading the bases here in the 5th inning. So Meyer in desperate need of a strike. And he doesn't get it, and the bases are loaded with no outs. And Joey Hosel, the pitching coach for Alter, is going to call timeout and have a quick word out there. This is a situation where you're going to have all infielders in because do not want to give up any more runs. The score being 8-0 in the 5th. You don't want to fall down 10 by 10 here in the game early. So Alter's defense needs to tighten up, and the pitching here needs to tighten up. So CJ Napier in prime position here to make something happen. First pitch is over for a strike. And the corners are up. The infielders are playing double play depth. That's a ground ball, and that goes right in between first and second, and that's going to score 2 runs, and that is not what we wanted there. So runners at first and third now. No outs. Yeah. Umpire just asked the sound people to turn off the intercom system. We are getting major buzz feedback here on the field. And that will bring up Thomas Vogelsang here. Runners on first and third. Ball missing. That ball is popped up. That is in foul territory, but playable. Oh, Ewald and Mahoney going over there. Neither one of them called it, and the ball fell. So they need to communicate over there, talk to each other. And the count is 2-1. That ball is driven deep to left field. That's going to one bounce off the wall. That's going to score two more. CJ goes into third hard with a triple. And the score is now 12-0. And he just absolutely crushed that ball. And the Knights have somebody up in the bullpen. And it looks like Andrew Wayner is up. Parker Elliott comes to the plate for Fenwick. Ball missing. That's a strike. Strike two. 1-2 is the count. Ball high. 2-2's the count. Tomorrow night, the JV travels to Fenwick to play. And then Wednesday night, the varsity travels down to Fenwick for a return visit. Swing and a miss, and it's caught by Mahoney off the foul tip. And Meyer has a strikeout. So that will bring up Aiden Wonky. Pinch hitter for Fenwick. Napier at third base, 2 outs in the inning. Swing and a miss. So Nolan Meyer just continuing to battle out there. A rough inning, but he continues to stay out there and toughen it out. That ball is popped up. That's just going to fall out of play. Oh no! Ewald reaches into the dugout to make a great catch. And at the end of top of the 5, 12-0. Okay, well, the Knights have to score at least 3 here to keep the game moving along into the top of the 6th inning. And that first pitch is popped up, and sitting underneath is the third baseman to make the catch. And once again, we swing at the first pitch, and once again, there's a quick out in the inning. So Brian Mahoney comes to the plate, and I can't put lipstick on a pig. This is just an ugly game tonight by the Knights. Nothing working for them. Defensively, they've looked solid. Swing and a miss by Mahoney. Strike one when they've had those opportunities, but walks and just some crushing blows have hurt them, and the fact that we just cannot do anything at all offensively puts the Knights in a bad situation to do anything. So Mahoney down quickly, 2 strikes. Ball 1. That's a line drive over the first baseman's glove, and Mahoney is aboard with a hit. And that will bring up Jack DeMario to the plate. So Danny Mangan on deck. He will re-enter for Nolan Meyer. Strike 1. Pitch, that's a chopped ball, and third baseman, it looks like, lost it in the sun. And we have 2 aboard. So Fenwick's going to go out and have a quick talk at the mound. So Danny Mangan comes to the plate, re-entering for Nolan Meyer, which is permissible with high school rules. And Luke Ewald on deck. So we'll see what Danny can do here in the bottom of the 5th inning. First pitch is right down the middle for a strike. Strike 2. And a quick throw down to second base. Almost gets Mahoney, but he is able to return to the base head first. And there are 2 strikes on Danny Mangan. The delivery. And he froze him. 4 strike 3. And Knights need to do something big here to extend the game with 2 outs. Luke Ewald, who is 2 for 2 this evening. Monster shot to left field and a line drive single to left field. And that ball is hit to center field. And Fenwick is up, makes the catch, and that's the ball game. So the Knights just running into a buzzsaw tonight at home against Fenwick, and they will get another crack at them on Wednesday. But Fenwick takes game number 1 against the Knights. Final score here tonight, 12-0. We'll pick it up tomorrow night with the JV going down to Fenwick. We will not be on the air for that game. but we'll return to the air on Wednesday for a 5 p.m. first pitch. So that is it here from Wright State. The final score once again, 12-0 Fenwick over Alter. Thanks a lot for joining us, and we will see you Wednesday.